y'all, it's Nerdydollgirl again here. I want to apologize for missing last week's video. It was a combination of struggling with my depression as well as being busy because last week was Fan Expo. And so I'm super excited to tell you all about it. This is the first Fan Expo that I've ever been to. I've been to Anime North and of course Doll North before. Anime North, I have only gone over to, I did see the drag show one year, which was amazing. And just walking around to see people as well as shopping, because I love shopping. So those were the two things that I had really ever done in the Anime North side. So I really didn't know what to expect for Fan Expo. So my friend Becky was telling me about it, and that's how I found out that Jeff Goldblum was going to be there to be able to get a photo shoot with him. As you guys know, he canceled, but I had already bought the tickets, and I was excited because even if I didn't get to meet him, I was going to get to go with Tammy and Becky and our friend Raquel. And I love you ladies so much. You're like my best friends. I just love doing stuff with you guys. So it was just super awesome to be able to spend the weekend with them, or at least Sunday. So it was really fun. But when I was driving down there, I was thinking, like, what are we gonna do? I know we're gonna shop. Because my daughter Natasha loves anime. Right now she's obsessed with My Hero Academia. I love Yuri on Ice. So I was excited about the shopping. And then Todd Haberkorn, who is the voice of many characters, but the three I'm really familiar with are Death the Kid from Soul Eater, Natsu from Fairy Tail. I should have said that first because he's that's the one that I know the most about. And then I can't remember which twin, but one of the twins on my on Host Club. So he's super talented, and my daughter, she wanted to come, but she has social anxiety, and so the thought of all those people, it was just too much. So I said I would get a picture with him and get his signature. So those were the only things that I was really thinking we were going to do. And then I was thinking, I really, really want to have a picture with one of the celebrities. So I said to my friend Becky, are you interested at all in doing a photo shoot with Wallace Shawn? Because I love Wallace Shawn. Not only has he been in The Princess Bride as his most famous role, Vicini, I think it is, and he says, inconceivable. Well, I really want to meet him for that. But he's also done the voice of the dinosaur in Toy Story. He's on Young Sheldon right now, I think. A various amount of others, of other things. But no, the one that I was the most excited about was Grand Nagus from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, because I am a huge Deep Space Nine Star Trek fan. It's my favorite Star Trek of all time. So getting to meet him, like the Grand Ferengi of all, I was super excited. So yeah, Becky was kind enough to split the cost with me so that we could both get the photo shoot. And it was nice because we could have up to 4 people. So Tammy and Raquel could also be in the picture with us. So yeah, I was super pumped. I was excited to be able to go and have this, a special photo shoot, meet Todd Haberkorn for my daughter, and go shopping. Now, before I go into the rest, as you guys probably have noticed, this is not my hair. We found, yeah, and then my brown hair is sticking out a little bit. Tammy, Raquel, and I found this amazing wig store. Raquel has already quite a number of their wigs, and Tammy and I, when we were walking in, Tammy like noticed them right away and she really wanted to go, and there was bright colors and shiny, and I wanted to go too. But so we did end up managing going over there, and Tammy got 2 wigs. Raquel got 1 wig, but she had bought a couple before because she had the weekend pass. And then I bought this wig. Now this actually had pigtails, and that's why I bought it. But when I put it on at home and looked at myself in the mirror, the pigtails were very low and kind of just hanging. So I just kind of took them out and brushed it. I'm probably going to put the pigtails back. But for now I just have it like this, and I thought it'd be fun to wear in the video. So, yeah, so this is one of the things that I bought. But when we arrived there, I was pretty nervous because, like I said, I've never been there. I was warned that there was way more people than I had ever seen it at Anime North. So I was quite nervous because I have anxiety. I don't like crowds. I have kind of crowds and social anxiety and stuff. It's very hard. So I thought, well, you know, I was preparing myself. Luckily, it was not as bad as I know Saturday and Friday are, especially Saturday. So it wasn't too bad. And I was kind of freaking out before we left because I have a lot of physical limitations, and so being able to walk through such a giant place and stand and walk and stand and walk, it just wasn't gonna work. I wouldn't have made it through the whole day. So I used to have a walker, I used to have a wheelchair, because I have had a lot of things where I ended up in a wheelchair. And so I was kind of not sure, because we had given away the wheelchair, and I had a walker, so I was like, okay, well, it's fine, I'll have a walker. Well, when I had my husband take it out to use the night before, we realized it was broken. So I was kind of freaking out. I didn't know what to do. And Raquel and Rebecca and Tammy, they assured me that it was going to be fine and we would work something out. So before we left, I looked up and you could rent a wheelchair when you were there. There was very limited amounts, but you could. So I said to them, like, are you guys okay pushing me? I mean, I feel really bad because it would be all day long. And they're like, no, we want you to be here with us. We want you to be able to have fun. So we will do that. Just amazing women. So we got the wheelchair. It was funny because they kept my ID, my health card. And at the end of the day, when we went to return the wheelchair, nobody showed up for like half an hour or more. So we were kind of joking, is it worth waiting? Is it more expensive to keep the wheelchair and have to get a new health card, or to get a new health card? Obviously we waited and got my health card back, but it was kind of funny. So yeah, the first place we went was to the big shopping part. It also had all of the actors signing, and it had all of the voice actors and the cosplay kind of stars that are on Instagram and stuff. So they're all out on the outside of the room, and the shopping was in the middle. So with timing and everything, I wanted to make sure that I got Todd Habercorn, and I wanted to get the other person who was there that I was, well, there's quite a number of people there that I wanted to see. Let's be honest. I really wanted a signature from Lucio from Overwatch. Him and Genji were there. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names, like their real names. I know that, I think it's Johnny Cruz for Lucio. But I did really want to have a picture with him and have a signature, but he was more than I could afford. Plus I only had enough money to buy, two signatures and one photo shoot. So I definitely had to do Todd Habercorn, and the other person that I got a signature from, it actually was I told her about it, and then she like went, okay, that's what I'm buying your husband for his Christmas present. So Tammy and I worked on getting this together. So I kind of brought up the idea and she paid for it. So Grey Delisle, which if you don't know who that is, she has voice acted for more people than I can even remember. She is in The Loud House. She was in Avatar, The Last Airbender. She's been in so many things. So the 2 or 3 places that I know her the most from are Avatar, The Last Airbender. She was Azula, which, how can you not love Azula's voice? She is just a badass, like incredible voice, like chills, because she's nuts. And then The Loud House. I loved, my kids and my husband and I all watched The Loud House together, and it's really funny. It's really good. And then my son, she's a voice on his favorite cartoon, which is Scooby-Doo. She is the voice of Daphne. So like, it was pretty awesome. Azula is also the voice of Daphne. So when we went up to meet her, Grey Delisle, she came out, she felt so bad because she was running behind. And she's just like the cutest little person. She's a little, she's gorgeous. It's got this cute little, like 40s dress on. Just very beautiful. And she gave us all hugs, and it was so cool because she talked to us in the Azula voice, and she talked to us in the Daphne voice. So when we were leaving, she was like, make sure that you're really careful when you go into the woods, because the woods have really creepy people in there. Of course, in Daphne voice. So it was like so awesome. So the reason that I wanted her, well, first of all, I love her, but also because she is one of 2 of my husband's absolute favorite voice actresses. So I wanted to surprise him with her signature, and so did Tammy. So that's why we kind of like did it together. So he is going to get a signature from her. And it was pretty cute because I said like how beautiful she is and everything. And she's like, well, I think you're so much more beautiful. And so she wrote on his picture, I think your wife is much more beautiful, or something like that. It was really cute. So that was amazing. From doing the Fan Expo and going and meeting the voice actors, I have to say that I am beyond impressed with the voice actors. Like, if you see nobody else, if you don't visit anybody else, but you visit the voice actors, your whole day will have been amazing. So when we went over to see Todd, it was very nice. They let me go to the front of the line because I was in a wheelchair and I couldn't wait as long because of my pain and stuff. So we were sorry, my phone is buzzing. So we were waiting there and nervous, and then he came out, and he is, oh my God, he's so cute and so sweet. And he was just amazing. I told him like what an incredible person he is and how he's made a huge difference in my daughter's life. And, you know, the animes have made such a huge difference in her life. And of course I was like crying and being me. But he talked to me for 15 to 20 minutes. He signed more than 2 things for me. He talked to me about my daughter. He said he really, really wanted her to come next year. And he even made her own video saying how, you know, he is so excited to meet her and he's sorry that she couldn't make it this time. But they are going to meet next year, and he's going to, they're going to talk about like the good things that have gone on in their life. And oh my God, I cried. He was just such a beautiful, wonderful soul. And I like said afterwards, I said to Tammy, I said, and Raquel and Becky, I said, like, I don't even know if I care to watch all the animes that he's in, but he will always be my favorite voice actor because of it. You know, him and Grey Delisle both made us feel very, very special. And the fact that Tasha wasn't even there and he put so much effort and care and everything for her just made me a huge fan of him as a person, let alone a voice actor. So that, I would have to say, was my favorite part of the whole convention was my time with them. And he gave me a hug. So, and then, so I'm going to post the picture of Todd and I that he had the picture with me in. So I'm going to post that here. And then after the voice actors, we had our photo shoot with Wallace Shawn coming up, but we still had enough time to do a little shopping, but not enough time to go and get some lunch. So we were walking around, and it was super cool because I got to see Billy Zane from afar. So I didn't go up and get a signature or anything, but it was still cool to see him. It was cool to know that these people were going to be in the same building as us, even if I didn't get a chance to meet them. And beside Grey Delisle was the voice of Winnie the Pooh. So that was so cool. And the first person who got to go up and meet him was a little girl, and so it was super sweet. It was super cool too because Raquel got to meet, I think his name is Tobuscus. He's a very famous YouTuber. And he also was a sweetheart and did lots of pictures with her, and she had an amazing time with him. So it's so nice to be able to see the people that you love get to have that excitement and get to have something like that happen. So that was cool. So yeah, we went shopping. The first place we went to was like a big blind box store. So you could go and you could buy boxes that were themed for the things that you liked. And Raquel told us which one was the best one, the place that you got the most out of. Unfortunately, the first one that I went to, I bought a Star Trek bag because I love Star Trek. It's like so awesome. I'm a huge Trekkie. Except I do not like the first series. It's not that I don't like it. I've just never been really interested in it. So it was a really cool like leather bag with like the Star Trek symbol and everything. And so I was like, this is awesome. What kind of stuff is in it? Because I'm gonna be honest, if it's like the first gen, I won't want it because I'm not into that. And the guy's like, no, it's not, definitely not first gen only. And so I said, okay. It was $100. So I kind of was, you know, my heart was in my throat, but it was like, it was supposed to be worth so much more than that. And it's very hard to find like a bunch of Star Trek stuff. So I bought that. And then I bought a giant box of My Hero Academia stuff from my daughter. So I went over right away and opened my Star Trek bag because you could win a prize if you had a special ticket in it. So Raquel told me, you know, open it right away. And it was all, literally all except for 2 things, all original Star Trek. So I was very mad. And so I went over to the guy and I said, I really want to speak to your manager because, you know, this is not what I wanted. And I had said, I don't want a whole bag of the first generation. So it took 20 minutes to get him to come over, but he was awesome. He said, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. I completely understand. And, so he let me, I actually wanted to get my money back, but then I knew that was probably going to be harder to, you know, expect. So I said to Becky, I said, do you mind, like they have a giant Doctor Who box. It's like, it was literally the police box, a giant one. And she's like, well, how much is it? And I said, and she's like, okay. And so it was really awesome because the guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to bring it over and let's go through it just so we can see what's in there and if you'd be happy, which was, I thought was really nice. So he brought it over and he started pulling the stuff out, and Becky was like a little kid. She was like, oh, like it was awesome. There was so much, like there had to have been double the price in that box. So I was really happy about that. And obviously so was she. I like Doctor Who. I liked it more with David Tennant, but I love Star Trek, but I don't think I want a huge collection of Star Trek stuff. I like Doctor Who, but I'm kind of Doctor Who'd out because I am part of a Doctor Who club, and I don't know it, and I'm not like super in love with it like I am with Star Trek. So yeah, to see her so happy was so great. And then we went around and I was really happy because I was able to find a lot of My Hero Academia stuff for my daughter, and Tammy found stuff she wanted, which I will not say the stuff that she got or anything because she can make her own video. Tammy, make the video. And then we went to the other side. Oh, wait, no. Then we went to our photo shoot with Wallace Shawn. Now, I'm going to say I've learned quite quickly that photo shoots, they're awesome. You get to have a picture with the celebrity and it will be a memory forever. But I didn't like it because literally we were shoveled through. We were shoved through like cattle. I literally didn't have a chance to say 2 words to Wallace. It was not his fault. Apparently this is what they do with photo shoots. And luckily we were able to get another photo with him because the first one didn't work. So I actually got to say more than 2 words, but it was still barely more than 2 words. The first time I said, hello, Grand Nagus. And then the second one, I said, I just love your smile. It just makes me so happy, because his smile is so sweet. So that was awesome to get to meet him and take a photo with. But it definitely seems like if you want to have a meet and greet with them, you have to pay the extra, or if you want to at least be able to say more than a couple words to them, that getting a signature is going to be a better option. So I think if I had spent the money I spent on Jeff Goldblum and that was my first one and that's what happened, I think I would be pretty pissed, because it's a lot of money to stand next to them for like 2 seconds. But then again, I also really love the photos. So if I have enough money to do both, that would be even better. But anyways, so I want to show you guys, I want to show you guys the photo. It's a really interesting frame. It's like clear. So this is my photo with all the girls and Wallace Shawn. Isn't it awesome? So I am going to show the picture at the end too, because it's got a glare so you can't really see very well. But that was so awesome. I actually really appreciated it. I really appreciated it too, because Becky let me get that photo so that I could buy the frame there and everything. And I just sent her the JPEG of it. So I definitely recommend getting the JPEG. It's only $10 more. So yeah, it was really cool. So after that, we went down to the other building to have lunch. And I must say, the people that were working there, at least the restaurant I went to, were super grouchy. Super grouchy. They were actually pretty rude to me. And it was hard too, because I was in a wheelchair and I told the other girls go, because I can wheel myself up and get the food ordered and whatever. And it was hard because I was in a wheelchair. I got kind of lost with the other people, so that was frustrating. But the woman was just so rude to me. She was so rude. And you know, when you're trying to have a good day, it's hard. But I also understand it was like the end of this crazy weekend, and you know, she was probably just sick of everybody and everything. But yeah, it was still hard. But we got to eat lunch together, and we put on our wigs, and Raquel's like, we have to do this every year. Every year you guys have to come and buy at least one wig, and we'll all hang out together with our wigs on. And it was cool because, like, even though it didn't even look as put together as this, as put together as I can, one lady actually thought it was my real hair. So that was pretty awesome. So we went to the artist alley, and I figured that was going to be the place that I would spend the majority of my money, because I love one-of-a-kind or limited things that artistic people make, right? But before I get to that, I'm always like forgetting. The one thing I did buy, other than the Star Trek bag, which I'm getting the money back for that from Becky, was these pins, because I've been collecting pins for my little bag. And so I got 2. I got I can't remember his name. What it was called? Coco. I got this Coco pin, and it says, "Remember me." And then I got this amazing, like, Maleficent pin, because I love Maleficent. So hopefully you guys can see that. Not too, sorry, there's my nose. It's not too shiny. So yeah, this is my bag so far. And the lovely Jeff Goldblum. So that was the first thing that I got in the store, and then my wig. And then we went downstairs, and I was able to get this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous necklace. It's the Bride of Frankenstein, as you can see in like the silhouette pictures, and I just love it. I think it's fantastic. And I did buy 2 more things from that seller, but before I show you that, I got this cool Yuri on Ice pin, Born to Make History, and I actually think I got this upstairs as well. But it was cool because you could pick any of the designs she had, and it was only $2 for her to make either a pin or a keychain. So I got the pin, and then the lady also had, now I don't know if I got the wrong one, because she said one was from The Neverending Story and one was from The Neverending Story 2. I think I accidentally got The Neverending Story 2 one. I did want The Neverending Story 1, but maybe I can order it online from her. So it's the Orin. And I love that movie too. I'm definitely a kid of the 80s. And then this, I have to say, is my favorite. It is also from the same artist. And it is Edward Scissorhands. I think it's so unique. It's got the little scissors. So those are the 2 that are my absolute favorite buys of the whole weekend, was definitely these 2 necklaces. And then Blizzard was there. I was really kind of like sad because I thought that Blizzard being there would mean that they would have Blizzard store items that you couldn't buy unless you bought them online. But it was literally just a big like everybody playing the games, and that was cool, but it wasn't really what I was after. But it was neat because they gave out these free pins for Fan Expo. And it was for our Fan Expo, so these were just specially for our Fan Expo. So that was cool. And then the last thing that I bought for myself, which, if I can find it, this little change purse with all of the Hayao Miyazaki people on it. I love Hayao Miyazaki so much, and this little like coin purse was just perfect. It was only like 10 bucks. I also got, like I said, I got my daughter the My Hero Academia box, and I got my son a poster of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure on top of the TARDIS, because he loves Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And then I got him a one-of-a-kind squirrel puppet, which I will show you guys after he opens it at Christmas, because I did save it for Christmas. So my impressions of Fan Expo, I loved it. I definitely want to go back next year. I would love it if I could do the whole weekend. Becky said that maybe we can all share a hotel room and do it again next year for the whole weekend. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And yeah, I highly recommend it. And the people there were incredible. And yeah, it was just a really awesome time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm also going to put a link down below. When we were leaving, there was this guy who does YouTube videos, and he what he does is he films like the question and answer, or the kind of just program that the stars do, so that if you didn't get to go or you missed one, you could watch it on YouTube. So I will put his link down below, because I actually have watched some and he does a really good job. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. I am planning to do Celestia's BJD tag. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.